Hello, this is Brian Mendola, and for the next half hour, I'll be reading from the Thursday, January 8th, 2026 issue of the River Rock Times on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. Let's get started. Headline: Big Hopes for Black Rock Riverside in 2026 by Amber Healy. This is the first of a two-part article. The holidays are found memory, and the January cold has settled in, bringing in a new year and a clean slate for new goals and developments. For the second year, we asked some local leaders and officials what the most important thing that they're looking forward to and optimistically about the year ahead. Bill Butler, president of the Black Rock Historical Society, said this, quote, "With the Black Rock Historical Society, we're going to be involved with planning events, countywide events for celebrating the 250th anniversary of signing the Declaration of Independence. We're going to be involved in the Erie County Historical Commission. That's the first thing on my agenda. Then there's a Riverside project. We're soliciting Riverside residents to search through their own archives to see what sort of photographs they have to share to include in the documentation project for the history of Riverside. Quote, we also have historical home plaques projects. We're reaching out to folks who have what they believe to be historical homes, and there are plenty in Black Rock and Riverside. If they think their home is historic, we'll do the research and give them a confirmation, and then we'll design and install a plaque on their home to share that history with the neighbors." End quote. Kalisa Sissoko, president, also believes in Black Rock. "I think the fact that we're have a new mayor in the city of Buffalo opens up new opportunities to be excited about. All the mayor candidates came to our meetings and spoke to us that we really got into the radar for the new mayor, and I think we'll hopefully get some attention to the neighborhood and to things of what we can do for development and cleaning things up. I'm a big fan of cleaning up the litter, so I'm hoping to talk to Mayor Sean Ryan to putting together a task force or committee to bring together art people, sports people, the school district, the city, and black club businesses to get awareness about what's happening to our Buffalo clean city, a queen city and clean city." Quote, "Also, there are some new houses that are soon to be built in our neighborhood that will only be sold to people who live in them. I'm really looking forward to having some people to move into a neighborhood and helping them feel so welcome, like the new home they just built on Camelot Street. I think that's exciting because a lot of people weren't looking at Black Rock, and now they're starting to see this pretty nice neighborhood. The houses are cute and they brand something new. To have people to own it and live in is really good for the community." Quote, "I think Black Rock is amazing for amount of music per capita. We got Sportsman's Tavern, The Cave, Turning Bridge Tavern, and so much more. We got a lot of great music store. We have a great music store on Amherst Street. I think branding Black Rock as a music city of Buffalo is a really cool destination. A lot of people might have it on the back burner, but I think we should celebrate it even more." Evelyn Vosser, president and Rediscover Riverside and legislative aide to Councilmember Joel Glumbick. Quote, "The new soccer field behind Wegmans is a splash pad at Riverside Park. I would see the school on Hurl School 51 get back into the same way and shape and form. The Black Rock Riverside Alliance is starting to look into the Tonawanda Street in terms of what people would like to see, what they could do down the line to help rejuvenate Tonawanda Street. This could be a very exciting thing. In theory, we should see progress on some of these redevelopment projects. I'm hoping what the Burmese group that bought the All Saints Catholic Church will do. I'm hoping that will be a good catalyst for community within Burmese congregation and the Burmese people in the Riverside across Buffalo." End quote. Headline: BPS decides against closing schools. Joint statement out for Buffalo Schools Superintendent Pascal Mubenga, and Board of Educational President Dr. Kathy Evans Brown on the planned school closures issued on January 7th. The statement reads as follows, quote, We have decided not to close any Buffalo public schools after reviewing the recommendations of School Closures Committee to close PS3 and PS90, and after feedback from staff and families, students, and community members. They continue. As part of the regular budget process, the superintendent will instead present a Board of Education with alternative plan to address the anticipated financial challenges and facing the district of 2026 and 2027 school year. End quote. We will also work to refrain professional management consultant to review and make recommendations about potential school closures in future years. We also informed the Buffalo Board of Education members of our decision. We also thank our members of the School Closure Committee for their time, efforts, and recommendations. End quote. The Buffalo Board of Education establishes a committee in 2025 to recommend 2 school closures, quote, to ensure Buffalo public schools and facilities align with the needs and students and families for upcoming decades beginning in 2026 and 2027 school year, end quote. Headline, Council votes on new leadership, appoints committee chairs. In a unanimous vote, the Buffalo Common Council on Friday approved new leadership positions and appointments to committee chairs and various administrative and staff positions as part of a biennial reorganizational meeting. Delaware District Councilmember Joel P. Velletto also was appointed council president. Ellicott District Councilmember Lee M. Halton Pope was appointed and continued a majority leader, and Maston District Councilmember Zena V. Everhart was appointed president pro tempore. The vote marked the first leadership positions for council members Filatero and Everhart, and the first time in the city of Buffalo's history that women form the majority of the council leadership positions. Being voted unanimously for Common Council President is a great honor, President Filatero said. I look forward to working with my colleagues and the Common Council and the administration to tackle challenges facing our great city, end quote. Also during the Friday's meeting, the council approved the city clerk Tiana Marks deputy clerk position, council staff committee appointment, and committee appointments, which include the following. Claims. Niagara District Councilmember David Rivera as chair along with Everhart. North District Councilmember Joseph Glumgick, Jr., and University District Councilmember Rashid Wyatt. Civil Service. Lovejoy District Councilmember Brian Bowman as chair, and Nowolinsky, Rivera, and Wyatt. Community Development. North District Councilmember Joseph Glumgick as chair, along with Everhart, Halton Pope, and Wyatt. Education. University District Chair, Councilmember Rashid Wyatt as chair, along with Everhart, Nowinski, and Bowman. Finance. Finance District Councilmember Mitch Nowinski as chair, alongside Bowman, Everhart, and Halton Pope. Legislation. School District Councilmember Chris Scanlon as chair, along with Glumgick, Halton Pope, and Rivera. Rules. Filatero as chair, alongside Everhart, Halton Pope. Special committee appointments also include the Budget Department. Halton Pope as chair, alongside Glumgick, and Nowinski and Wyatt. Minority and women-owned business enterprises. Halton Pope as chair, alongside Everhart, Glumgick, and Rivera. Police oversight. Rivera as chair, alongside Bowman, Nowinski, and Wyatt. Preservation. Glumgick as chair, alongside Everhart, Scanlon, and Nowinski. Transportation. Bowman as chair, alongside Everhart, Scanlon, and Nowinski. Waterfront Development. Rivera as chair, alongside Glumgick, Nowinski, and Wyatt. It's been an incredible honor to serve these council members, Majority Leader. I thank my colleagues for support and continue in this role, said Majority Leader Halton Pope. Editorial section. Is it time to put the brakes on artificial intelligence? Although many have launched advancements in artificial intelligence, the University of Cincinnati lists 8 of them: advance healthcare, boost economic growth, climate change mitigation, advanced transportation, customer service excellence, scientific discovery, enhanced financial service, and improved architecture, and enhanced cybersecurity. People are beginning to wonder if it's becoming too much of a good thing. But consider the following. A recent Pew PEW research study reports, quote, Americans are much more concerned than excited about the increased use of AI in daily life, with the majority saying they want more control on how AI is used in their lives. Far larger shares say AI is erode rather than improve people's lives and the ability to think creatively and form meaningful relationships. The Wall Street Journal this week reported the MIT physics professor Max Tegmark had a campaigning for AI safety and was invited by the Vatican to a conclave-style meeting for academic entrepreneurs and human rights advocates to draft a policy appeal on AI safely to present to Pope Leo. Recently, researchers from U.S., Canada, and Poland found that AI-based chatbots can influence voter attitudes more effectively than traditional political advertising. End quote. The Wall Street Journal stated for more than a decade, Tegmark's organization, the Future Life Institute, had been trying to raise the alarm that advanced AI could be catastrophic to humanity. Shortly after the launch of OpenAI and ChatGPT, the Future Life Institute had made famous call for a pause in the most advanced AI development. End quote. Certainly, as two-time Nobel Prize-winning scientist Marie Sklodowska-Curie once said, quote, if we don't face our fears, we'll be struck in the same place forever. This, however, doesn't appear to be the case in facing the fear of the unknown, as many researchers and scientists are raising concerns about technological advancement that may be in need of some restraint. Quinn Minute, A Rodent Health by Rix Quinn. Say, do you have rats at your home? I'm talking about critters with fuzzy ears, whiskers, who slither around the house after dark, picking up crumbs and eat whatever's in the dog's bowl. If they live with you, information can provide them a higher quality of life. See, rat researchers discovered that if you put older ones on a low-calorie diet for weeks, it may keep them from aging. Therefore, if you want mice to live longer, reduce their intake. Please follow the following steps to ensure the elderly mouse health. 1. First, summon the rats. Simply yell, dang, I spilled cornflakes, and I can't see a thing since we blew out that fuse. 2. Next, determine if your mice are pubescent, middle-aged, or old. Show them a standard trap. The old, middle-aged will flee. Younger ones will laugh. And the dated technology. 3. Okay, so now you've found the grown-ups. Which ones are older? Darn it! If you can't just tell, here's why. 4. Mice and their larger cousins, rats, live on the lowest rungs on the food chain. Hawks, crows, owls serve them at cookouts. Foxes, dogs, and cats dip them into hot sauce. So, 5. Hardly any of them reach old age. Therefore, any mice you can find and switch to a low-fat diet should be able to infest your groceries for months to come. 6. As you know, rat research led to discoveries that helped humankind. You save a mouse today, and it can save you tomorrow. But on the other hand, number 7, do you really want mice living with you? I don't, but my dog might enjoy them. You can read more about Rix Quinn's ideas on memoir and biography writings and go into this link, https://rixquinn.substack.com. That's QUINN.SUBSTACK.com. You are listening to reading of articles and features of the River Rock Times on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. D District Blotter, compiled by Roxy Harbison, week of January 8th, 2026. As are all persons accused of a crime, the defendant is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Number 1. On December 1st, at a large department store on Delaware Avenue, the defendant, 24-year-old Buffalo male, and two co-defendants did take without permission $1,020 worth of winter coats and passed all the points of purchase. Subjects did flee when confronted with loss and prevention and left in New York registered vehicle. Number 2. Defendant, a 34-year-old Buffalo woman was a passenger in a New York registered vehicle. Upon inventory search of said vehicle prior to a tow at Hurdle and Short, officer did discover a clear tied-off plastic baggie containing white rock-like substance consistent of crack cocaine inside a pill bottle with approximately 6.8 grams, along with a pill bottle with no label containing 600 milligrams of gabapentin. Another officer recovered from a right front pocket to the defendant a clear crystal in a plastic baggie with the approximate weight of 1.2 grams consistent of crystal meth. Co-defendant is a 29-year-old man with no permanent address, NPA, operator of the vehicle. Number 3. Defendant, 29-year-old male, NPA, was operating a New York registered vehicle westbound on Hurdle and did pass the steady red light at Hurdle and St. Florina directly in front of officers. Upon stop, defendant was operating a revoked status. Upon inventory of vehicle prior to tow, officers did discover a clear tied-off baggie containing a rock-like substance consistent of crack cocaine inside a pill bottle alongside said pill bottle with no label containing 600 milligrams of gabapentin and 6.8 grams of crack cocaine. Vehicle now impounded. Number 4. Offender. A 37-year-old Buffalo man did break in victim's phone estimated at $1,000, preventing the victim from calling 911 from her Military Road location. Offender did grab the victim, throwing her to the ground. Incidents occurred in front of a 7-year-old and a 5-month-old children, putting them in fear. Victim is in fear for her safety. Number 6. On January 1st, inside Tonawanda Street gas station, the defendant, a 20-year-old Lackawanna man, alongside a co-defendant, began punching and kicking and shoving the victim. The victim sustained minor injuries, including bruising and pain from said strikes during the altercation, which stemmed from a dispute earlier that day about a cell phone being thrown. The victim alleged that a $1,600 and the New York State identification was taken by the defendant and co-defendants. It is also alleged that during this course of action of robbery, that one of the co-defendants displayed a knife. The defendant was apprehended at the address of the Tonawanda Street. While investigating, the defendant's ID was photo-airy and was produced by a detective. Same guy on January 2nd, a defendant at 20-year-old Lackawanna, New York, was inside a gas station on Tonawanda Street, struck a victim in the head multiple times with a handgun, causing pain and lacerations above the left eye. The victim attempted to call 911, but alleges the defendant took his phone and to prevent him from calling said help. Detectives responded to the scene to speak to the defendant, at which time he attempted to flee the scene, but was apprehended inside the store. And after being placed in custody, through plain field detective felt that there was a consistent with the firearm in the defendant's front right coat pocket. Upon search of the pocket, one Taurus GT N 9mm handgun loaded with 11 rounds in the magazine was recovered. Weapons submitted by CPS laboratory and photos were taken. Defendant was identified via photo-airy co-defendant, a 19-year-old Lackawanna, New York man. Complaint reports on December 30th, the defendant, a 35-year-old Riverside man, did enter a large discount store on Delaware Avenue and did conceal 2 cans of infant formula worth $73.88 into a back pocket. Taken without permission, the defendant did then pass all points of purchase at the time. Victim, girlfriend, reports the defendant, a 30-year-old Black Rock man, did push her to the ground on East Street, causing bruising that left her arm, threatened to kill her, and did hold an axe to the victim's neck. Defendant is in violation of order of protection. Axe recovered inside a blue Sting bag in the bathroom. Defendant, a 31-year-old Buffalo man, did scale the side of a building on Peter Street and did break the upstairs window to gain entry by damaging the same, estimated $150. While inside, the defendant did kick in the lower upper floor rear apartment door to gain entry to lower apartment. While the upper apartment defendant did not have the oven on to bake with gas running and the stove door open. Defendant, 33-year-old Riverside woman, did arrive to the address on Crowley Street and did get to a verbal altercation with a complaint. Defendant did destroy an on-television ONN TV valued at $600, a bedroom door valued at $50, and a pair of Langdale shoes, price of $900, and a pair of Air Force IS Tiffany sneakers valued at $400. Defendant did grab a hammer to attempt to destroy other items. Buffalo Briefs. Community Foundation Scholarship process is open. The Community Foundation for Greater Buffalo Scholarship application for process for 2026-2027 academic year is now open. Applications are due by May 1st of 2026 and must be submitted online at www.cfgbscholarships.org. All students include Say Yes Buffalo applicants and scholars that meet the eligibility requirements below are encouraged to apply. Preference is given to Pell eligible students and attending school in Western New York. Eligibility requirements are as follows. 1. Be a current resident of one of the 8 counties of Western New York, which are Allegheny, Cattaraugus, Chautauqua, Erie, Genesee, Niagara, Orleans, and Wyoming. 2. Have a minimum of a C average or a GPA of 2.0 or greater. 3. Be admitted to a nonprofit 501c3 U.S. Department of Education accredited school for full-time study beginning in the fall of 2026 semester. Scholarships are typically range between $1,000 to $6,000. For more information on the Community Foundation Scholarship Program, including application instructions, head to www.cfgbscholarships.org or text scholarships, all in caps, SCHOLARSHIP to 855-628-3360. That's text the word scholarships, all caps, to 855-628-3360. Zoo photo contest deadline is on January 31st of this year, 2026. Dig up your best Buffalo Zoo photos from last year and enter them in the 2025 Buffalo Zoo Photo Contest, sponsored by the Zoo's Women's Board. All Buffalo Zoo photos are taken in 2025, where its animal, people, or events can be entered. Photos can be entered through January 31st, 2026. First, second, third prizes are as follows. $100 for the first prize, $75 for second, and $50 for third. Respectfully, will be determined by an online voting format between February 1st through February 28th. To determine the top 3 prize winners will take home the cash prize. For more information, and please visit https://www.gogophotocontest.com/the Buffalo Zoo. Headline: GABA brings back history and goes online, by Rox Harbison. The Grant Amherst Business Association looked back and ahead as its meeting of January 6th. The organization announced the reprinting of the History of BlackRock, now as a soft-cover book. The book is $60 and can be ordered and paid for online and picked up locally or at an additional cost to be mailed. The History of BlackRock can be ordered from the group's new website of grantamherst.com, GRANTAMHERST.com. Businesses can now go online and apply for and pay for membership. The site will also be used as an opportunity to promote member business. The annual movie for kids is tentatively scheduled for Sunday, February 15th at Showplace Theater. The next day is President's Day and schools will be closed. The movie planned was Cool Runnings, the Jamaican bobsled team. The movie was chosen as of 2026. Winter Olympics are underway from February 6th to the 22nd. As of the meeting, Showplace Theater has not confirmed the date and alternative location of the VFW Post 1041. The members are also discussed 436 Amherst Street, which was the daycare center and dance school, reportedly both closed. Spring cleanups are being planned. One proposal was to hold one before Earth Day, April 22nd. Buffalo Niagara River Keepers will be speaking at the February meeting. And that is a wrap. You have been listening to a reading of articles and features from the Thursday, January 8th, 2026 issue of the River Rock Times. We read the River Rock Times on Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. Your reader today has been me, Brian Mandola. Thank you for listening. The Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service of P.O. Box 575, Buffalo, New York, 14225. Radio Reading Studios of 1199, Harlem Road. Giving the blind a chance to read since 1987. For all other questions and inquiries, please give us a call at 716-821-5555. That's 716-821-5555. The Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service, giving a blind a chance to read since 1987.
Good morning. Welcome to another broadcast day in the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service, a private not-for-profit organization. Radio Reading volunteers broadcast daily readings of newspapers, magazines, and books to area blind and handicapped persons who are provided reading radios. We broadcast in the subcarrier signal of WNED-FM Radio Buffalo, and that's provided without charge by our Western New York Broadcasting Association. As always, please stay with us. Our Reading Buffalo News is coming up next.
The following program is intended for listeners who are blind